How's it going? And welcome back to the Prof.Grass channel. I'm Prof.Grass, and here is part 2 of the Iceberg that I made. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying these Iceberg videos. We've got quite a few tiers to get through, but we're on tier 2 right now. So, hope you enjoy. Pip-Boy versus Vault-Boy. Vault-Boy and Pip-Boy are iconic elements of the Fallout franchise, but they're distinct. See, whenever Robco made the Pip-Boy, they grabbed the mascot, Pip, and they took him away in favor of Vault-Boy, the more trusting Vault-Tec brand employee. So, we used to have this little tiny guy named Pip, which is on the Vault-Boy 2000, which is this background that you see right now. Now, I could do this, and you guys can see Pip right there. But that's the whole thing. So, Vault-Boy took over for the position of mascot whenever Vault-Tec bought the technology of the Pip-Boy. Originally made by Robco, as I said, and popularized and used in the Vaults for Vault-Tec. What's Vault-Boy? He's a cartoonish mascot for Vault-Tec, fictional corporation behind the Fallout shelters, the Vaults. His role represents Vault-Tec's branding and appears in promotional materials, in-game perks, and stat screens, like special attributes. He's cheerful, retro-styled face of the post-apocalyptic world, often depicting in humorous or ironic poses. His appearance is blonde, smiling, wrinkly male character in a blue Vault jumpsuit, styled in a 1950s inspired art aesthetic. Purely visual and thematic, he illustrates perks, visuals, and in-game menus, adding to personality to the interface. He's not physically an entity in the game world, but he's a mascot, as I mentioned, for Vault-Tec. What's a Pip-Boy exactly? It's a wearable wrist-mounted computer used by Vault dwellers in the Fallout franchise. It's a functional in-game device that allows people to sort their inventory, look for quests, and use the map, stats, and other in-game mechanics. It's a diegetic tool that means that it exists within the game world and is something that the character uses. Bulky retro-futuristic gadget with monochrome or green-tinted screen depending on the game. Models vary. The Pip-Boy 2000 is the one that is my background here. The Fallout 3 has the Pip-Boy 3000, and it's typically a strapped wrist-mounted computer. This also tracks your health, radiation levels, and equipments and objectives, and it's the most iconic piece of tech in the Fallout franchise. The ghoulification process. Ghoulification is a mutation caused by intense radiation exposure, altering the human's physiology and appearance while preserving their consciousness in most cases. The result is a ghoul, a being that with decayed, zombie-like skin, expanded lifespan, and immunity to further radiation damage. However, the process can also lead to feral ghouls, those who lose their mental faculties and become aggressive. How it happens. Radiation exposure. Ghoulification occurs when the human is exposed to significant amounts of radiation over time, typically in a post-apocalyptic wasteland filled with radioactive fallout from nuclear war. The exact threshold varies, but usually a slow cumulative process rather than a single massive dose. Acute, lethal dose of radiation tend to kill rather than transform. Sources include that radioactive environments such as the glowing sea in Fallout 4, contaminated water and food, or proximity to nuclear waste. Biological changes. Radiation causes severe cellular damage, leading to decay of skin, hair loss, and gaunt skeletal appearance. Ghouls often lose their noses and have raspy voices and appear to be emaciated. Their cells mutate and become radiated resistant, allowing ghouls to heal or even thrive in radioactive environments. Some lore suggests that ghouls can absorb radiation and regenerate health. Processes preserve cognitive functions and non-feral ghouls, though memory and personality may be affected over time. Feral transformation. Prolonged radiation exposure or additional trauma, physical or psychological, can degenerate a ghoul's mental state, turning them feral. Feral ghouls lose higher brain functions and become animalistic and hostile. This is not guaranteed, but becomes more likely with time in extreme conditions. The exact trigger of feralization is not fully explained in the lore, but isolation and brain damage or excessive radiation are implied factors. Factors influencing ghoulification. Genetics. Not all humans are exposed to radiation to become ghouls. Some die while others seem predisposed to ghoulification, suggesting that it's a genetic component. There's never fully clarified in the games, though. Duration and intensity. Slow chronic exposure is more likely to cause ghoulification than a single lethal dose, which usually results in death. Environment. Areas with heavy fallout near nuclear blast sites or Vault-Tec experiments, example is Vault 12 and Fallout 1, have higher rates of ghoulification. Pre-war experiments. Some lore hints that the Vault-Tec or other pre-war entities have conducted experiments. Example, the FEV, Forced Evolutionary Virus exposure, or radiation studies that influence ghoulification rates in certain populations. Outcomes of ghoulification. Non-feral ghouls retain intelligence, personality, and memories, though some degenerate over time may occur. Can live for centuries due to slowed or halted aging. Example, Raoul in Fallout New Vegas, who was over 200 years old. Face social stigma. Many Wastelanders view ghouls as monsters, leading to discrimination. Example, the treatments of ghouls in Diamond City in Fallout 4. Examples also include Hancock in Fallout 4, Charon in Fallout 3, and Gob in Fallout 3. Feral ghouls. Loose sustenance, becoming aggressive and animal-like, often found irradiated areas and abandoned structures, attacking on sight. Vary in strength. Examples are regular ghouls, glowing ones, and charred ferals in Fallout 4. Glowing ones are a special subtype with extreme radiation exposure, emitting radioactive aura, and sometimes capable of emitting radiation bursts. Key examples in Fallout lore. Necropolis in Fallout 1. Vault 12's door was designed to fail, exposing radiance from the outside to the residents on the inside. This created a large ghoulification process. The whole population, including Set, their ghoul leader, was ghoulified. Hancock in Fallout 4 became a ghoul via experimentational radiation drug. showing that ghoulification can occur through non-natural radiation sources. Moira Brown in Fallout 3. If the player sabotages the nuke in Megaton, Moira survives the blast and becomes a ghoul, retaining her personality. Camp Searchlight in Fallout New Vegas. A deliberate radiation attack by the Legion turned many NCR soldiers into feral ghouls, showing rapid ghoulification under extreme conditions. Mechanics and gameplay. Ghouls are immune to radiation and heal radioactive in radioactive environments. Example, the Ghoulish perk in Fallout 4 reflects this. Players cannot fully become ghouls in any Fallout game, though perks and mods simulate partial ghoul-like traits. Feral ghouls are common enemies, with variants like glowing ones posing as greater threats due to radiation attacks. I believe they also added in Fallout 76 that you can take some perks to become a ghoul, so that might be what they're talking about here. Cultural and ethical implications. Discrimination. Non-feral ghouls face prejudice, often barred from human settlements. Example, Tenpenny Tower in Fallout 3. Moral questions. The Fallout series explores whether ghouls are human or a new species, with factions like the Brotherhood of Steel often viewing them as abominations. Survival advantage. Ghouls' longevity and radiation immunity make them uniquely suited for the wasteland, though the cost is their appearance and social acceptance. The Enclave's ideology. In the Fallout universe is a complex mix of authoritarianism, elitism, eugenics, and extreme nationalism, rooted in their belief that they are the rightful heirs of the pre-war America. Below is a breakdown of their ideology based on the Fallout lore. Core beliefs: purity and supremacy. The Enclave believes that they represent the pure remnants of humanity, untainted by radiation and mutations that plague the post-apocalyptic wasteland. They view themselves as elite, descendant from the pre-war government officials, military leaders, and corporate elites who survived the Great War, fortified bunkers, or facilities like the oil rig in Fallout 2. Wastelanders, ghouls, super mutants, and anyone exposed to the significant radiation or the forced evolutionary virus are considered impure or subhuman, often targeted for extermination. Restoration of the pre-war America. The Enclave seeks to restore an idealized version of pre-war America, with themselves as the ruling class. They aim to rebuild society based on their vision of order, technology, and governance, rejecting the chaotic, decentralized communities of the wasteland. This vision often ignores the flaws of pre-war America, romancing it as the Golden Age. Authoritarian control. The Enclave operates as a militaristic, hierarchical organization with a strict chain of command. They believe in centralized power, no tolerance for dissent or opposition. Their leadership, example President Eden in Fallout 3 or President Richardson in Fallout 2, enforces absolute loyalty. Their propaganda, advanced technology, and military force to maintain control and protect and project strength. Eugenics and genocide. The Enclave's most extreme belief is their commitment to cleansing the world of what they deem to be genetically inferior. In Fallout 2, President Richardson's plans to release the modified FEV virus to kill everyone with mutated DNA, essentially the entire Wasteland's population, leaving only the Enclave, the pure members of the America, to repopulate. In Fallout 3, President Eden pushes a similar plan to contaminate the capital Wasteland's water supply with a virus to eliminate impure humans, though Colonel Autumn opposes the extremism favoring control over genocide. Key tenets in practice. Isolationism. The Enclave isolates itself from the Wasteland, operating from secure bases like the oil rig, Raven Rock, or Adams Air Force Base. They view contact with outsiders as risky to their purity. Technological supremacy. The Enclave possesses advanced pre-war technology, including power armor. Example, Advanced Power Armor, APA MK2. Energy weapons and vertibirds. They use these to assert their dominance and reinforce their belief in their right to rule. Anti-mutant sentiment. Ghouls, supermutants, and even slightly irradiated humans are seen as abominations. This drives their hostility towards groups like the Brotherhood of Steel, who sometimes interrogate Wastelanders. Propaganda. The Enclave uses radio broadcast, example Enclave Radio in Fallout 3, to spread their message of restoring America, portraying themselves as saviors while demonizing Wastelanders. Evolution across games. Fallout 2. The Enclave, led by President Richardson at its peak, operating from the oil rig with a plan to release the global FEV-based genocide. Their ideology is explicitly genocidal, viewing all Wastelanders as unworthy of survival. Fallout 3. Under President Eden, the Enclave and the capital Wasteland pushes a similar purification agenda, but internal division, example Colonel Autumn's pragmatism, shows cracks in their ideology. They focus on controlling Project Purity. Who is Mr. House? Robert Edwin House is the enigmatic pre-war billionaire genius and founder of Robco Industries. He rules New Vegas with as a near-immortal autocrat, preserved via advanced life support technology in the Lucky 38 casino. House seeks to maintain absolute control over New Vegas using his Securitron army and technological prowess to shape the Mojave in a vision of pre-war prosperity under his rule. His ideology centers on order, progress, and his own authority as benevolent dictator. He manipulates factions. Examples, the NCR and Caesar's Legion. He uses his resources, including caps and technology, to maintain power and influence. Who is Mr. New Vegas? Mr. New Vegas is a smooth-talking, charismatic radio host of Radio New Vegas, broadcasting news, music, and updates across the Mojave Wasteland. Now, why is it that I bring both of these together? Well, it's because I believe this one fan theory to be true. That Mr. New Vegas is actually an AI designed by Mr. House to keep tabs on the courier throughout your whole adventure on Fallout New Vegas. Now, I could be wrong, but I think this one just might be right. Okay, so for this last entry, I wanted to ask Grok to give me all of the base character names for every player character for Fallout. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run down all of the names, and then we're going to break down a little bit more about it. All right. So Fallout 1 protagonist is referred to as the Vault Dweller. Every character in Fallout, as I said, is all customizable and everything. So the Vault Dweller doesn't stay your name. You get to make it fucking Dickhead Joe for all I care. But the Vault Dweller is the base name, so that is what most people call the first character in Fallout, is just the Vault Dweller. Now, there's preset characters also. A charismatic lawyer named Albert Cole, a strong but dim-witted Max Stone, and a stealthy Natalia Dubarovsky. There's additional guide characters including Arnold Black, Barney Black, Tanya McMillan, Frank Charles Lucando. I've never chose any of those but Max Stone, because strong and dim-witted is my fucking game. Fallout 2. The Chosen One. The Chosen One is a descendant of the Vault Dweller, tasked with finding the Gek to save Arroyo, which is the city that the Vault Dweller founded in the first game. Fallout Tactics, the unmentioned Fallout game. You have the Warrior, which is the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel squad in the Midwest. Initiate, which is alternate team for the player in Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Playable characters include Kane, Cyrus, Nadia, and unlockable ones include Patty, Rhombus, and an aged Vault Dweller. Fallout 3. The Lone Wanderer.
Crazy kid from Vault 101.
A Vault 101 resident searching for their father, James, in the Capital Wasteland. Fallout New Vegas. The Courier, or Courier 6. A wasteland messenger seeking revenge after being shot and left in a grave in the Mojave. Fallout 4. Sole Survivor, Nate, or Nora. Pre-war Vault 111, resident searching for their son, Sean, also might be a synth. Fallout 76, Vault Dwellers. Ensemble of protagonists from Fallout 76 rebuilding Appalachia, no single name protagonist due to the multiplayer format. So it was Vault Dweller once again for Fallout 76, but that's just because it was an online game. The canon of that game is like iffy, but it also kind of exists, but it also kind of doesn't exist. It's fucking weird. Just for an honorable mention for the end of this, we'll go ahead and note some of the companions you can get throughout the games. Fallout 1, Dogmeat, a loyal dog found in Junktown, reoccurring companion across the series. Ian, mercenary in Shady Sands, skilled with guns. Tandy, daughter of Aradesh, can be recruited after rescuing her from the Khans. Katja, a follower of the apocalypse in the Boneyard, stealthy and skilled with knives. Tycho, desert ranger in Junktown, proficient with rifles. Fallout 2. Marcus, intelligent super mutant, former servant of the Master, later mayor of Broken Hills and Jacobstown. Cassidy, Gunslinger in Vault City, father of Rose Sharon Cassidy in New Vegas. Sulik, tribal warrior of spiritual connection to his Gramps. Vic, trader and repairman in Kalamath. Fallout 3, Dogmeat, German Shepherd companion found in the scrapyard. Faux, intelligent super mutant from Vault 87, loyal and powerful. Charin, ghoul bodyguard in Underworld, bound by a contract. Butch DeLora, former Vault 101 bully, recruitment after trouble on the home front. Fallout New Vegas, Ed E, iRobot from Adams Air Force Base, upgraded for combat. Craig Boone, ex-NCR sniper with tragic past found in Novak. Victoria Santoligo, Brotherhood of Steel scribe seeking to reform her faction. Rose of Sharon Cassidy, or Cass for short, caravan leader with a fiery personality. Arcade Ganon, Enclave remnant and follower of the Apocalypse, intelligent and moral. Dog, or God, Nightkin super mutant in the Dead Money DLC, with split personalities. Fallout 4, Dogmeat, German Shepherd met in Red Rocket, pivotal in tracking Kellogg. Preston Gravy, Commonwealth Minutemen leader, wholesome and duty-driven. Nick Valentine, a synth detective in Diamond City with a noir-inspired personality. Piper Wright, a reporter in public occurrences seeking the truth in the Commonwealth. John Hancock, a ghoul mayor of Goodneighbor, charismatic and rebellious. Paladin Dance, Brotherhood of Steel soldier with hidden secret. Fallout 76. Companions were added post-launch in Wastelanders update, including Beckett, former raider seeking redemption. Sophia Daggerine, former astronaut with ties to the U.S. Space Administration.